Right now, for the game design process, I need each team to choose a team leader. You got 30 seconds. Pick a team leader. Go. It really doesn't matter except for in this very moment. And this is the only time it's going to matter is the person who's going to do the most work today. So pick a team leader, the person who does the most work today. All right, good. I'm so glad. Now, team leaders, please go home. And over on the left, you should see teams. And you probably only see one team so far, the one that you've joined so far, my team, right? You should see a plus button. Please click the plus button and create a name for your game design team. This is the people you've been working with this whole time. Give it a name. I don't care what you name it. As long as it's school appropriate, give it a name. And you're going to invite your team members here in a moment. Team type is education, and the team description is optional. You can give it a description if you choose. When you're done, make sure you see your team over on the side under teams. Are you stumped on the team name? Team Awesome. Epic Team. I love it. Team type education and go from there. All right, eyes up here. Don't worry about it. On the left-hand side, look at me. On the left-hand side, you're going to see your team name. Click your team name to go into your team. You see how I'm into the team here now? Look at me. You see settings down here at the bottom and members. Click members. Now let me see what yours looks like here. Is it immediately asking you to invite to your team? All right. You're going to invite members. It did already ask you to invite when you went in and created it. If it didn't ask you to invite them this way. If it asks you to invite them immediately, invite them immediately. Use their Hack 12 email. Please do invite Jaden, yes. Invite all the members of your team using their Hack 12 emails. And make sure your team members look correct after you're done. All right, once you've done that, we're going to go home again. And you should now see team boards again. Make sure you're under the game design team, the HIHS game design team. And team leaders, please go to the game design process board. Team leaders, make sure you go to the game design process board. I'm going to walk you through what this board looks like right now and how it works. We'll talk more in depth about our game design process in a couple of weeks. But our team leaders are going to copy this board to your team in just a moment. So, the game design process has 6 steps. And just like in the other board, you're going to start on the left and work your way to the right as you get more fleshed out. This is not to say that things can't go backwards in a Kanban board, but they typically move from left to right. We start on the left with artifacts. These can come from your personal board. You can copy a card from one board to another board. So as the idea is, starting now and moving forward, your personal artifacts board will start to get fleshed out. You can add interesting ideas and thoughts and things to that board. By the way, there's a Trello app. It's free. It looks great, works great. You can take pictures. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. And you can start filling out that personal artifacts board today with any ideas you have. And the goal is that we gather as much thoughts and as many things and ideas as we can moving forward. So we're going to start filling that board out. That board is going to lead to this artifacts column getting filled out once you start doing this process. This leads to brainstorming. which refines those ideas, which leads to prototyping, which leads to playtesting. Playtesting and iterating go round and round, back and forth between these two columns. Sometimes I lay back to prototyping and back. So these 2 and 3 columns are going to go around and around. And then we go to implement, which is our final stage. And this is our game design process. And within this board, you're going to assign members to cards, due dates to cards, checklists to cards. You're going to get your cards refined and more specific once we get into this process. Team leaders. On the left, show menu, more, and copy the board again. Give it a name that's pretty close to what I gave it. Our team's names, game design process, or our team names, design process. Something close to what I have. And then when you pick a team for it, in this case, do pick the team that you just created. And you'll copy my board to your team then, so your whole team can see it, edit it, and interact with it. And then that's it for Trello for today. If you have any questions moving forward, please ask.